You play to win the game.
Somebody wins, somebody loses.
This is why you hired me.
Let's go, Karma Nation. Welcome to the Sports Desk, the podcast headquarters for Bet Karma's NFL model sportfolios, empowering you to be a better. I'm your host, Brett Matthew, lead strategist for the model sportfolios, and my co-host, Zach James, and fellow lead strategist for the model sportfolios, is actually out of pocket for this edition. He actually just had a baby, so he's going to be too busy changing diapers. Before we jump in, I want to talk to you a bit about a suite of managed strategies that we'll be offering this football season that we're confident can improve the quality and performance of your betting strategy. It's our NFL model portfolios. This service is designed to provide value to all bettors. So whether you're a purely recreational bettor, a novice bettor, or even a veteran, war-tested expert handicapper. If you're new to the industry or just don't have time to do hours of research and watch every game every week, but still want some action on Sundays, our model portfolios are for you. If you do this for a living or otherwise think of yourself as a professional, but want to diversify the intellectual capital fueling your highest conviction bets, then our model portfolios are for you. Our model portfolios come in 3 risk-focused flavors to meet your specific risk appetite. Conservative, only a handful of small percentage plays. Moderate, up to 5 plays a week, risking between 1 and 2% of play. And lastly, our aggressive, for the degenerates out there. I'm just kidding. But high risk, high reward plays, including exotics and in-game bets communicated directly in our Discord chat for premium subscribers. No matter what strategy you pick, we can help you diversify your approach to the 2019 NFL season. And if you want to learn more, you can check out our note on the DFS Karma website titled Introducing Bet Karma's Model Sportfolios. Now, that's all I'm going to say about that for now, but we'll surely be releasing a future pod with more details on our process and the strategies to further whet your appetite for this service in the near future. So on to the topic of the day, the Cleveland Browns. Current futures prices over at Bookmaker is approximately 9 wins with the bias to the under, minus 125. Now, you may be thinking that I'm just going to feed you the same narrative that almost every other so-called sharp betting shop on the street is feeding you. The chemistry's going to be off. The schedule's too tough. There's too much hype. Oh, and most importantly, well, it's the damn Browns. This franchise is dysfunctional. Bookmakers have made a living the last decade single-handedly from square sharps betting the Browns. Nonetheless, I'm here confidently advising you to ignore this noise. Isolate the signal and bet the damn Browns over 9 wins with a juicy plus 105. The primary argument supporting the under thesis is this generic strategy of simply fading the hype and fading the brand of the Cleveland Browns. This thesis is so ubiquitous that the real hype is the anti-hype. And I understand this is just anecdotal evidence, but I have not come across a professional bettor on Twitter or on a podcast that is bullish on the Browns win total. And generally speaking, I really like that setup. I'm bullish on that setup. Now, is the public bullish on the Browns as well? Sure, but who cares? The public was balls deep into the Rams and Patriots futures in 2018, and they were sitting pretty in February. There's far too many people fading this team simply because of the franchise name. And because this franchise went 1-15 and 0-16 in back-to-back season. But that is why there's value. It's this recency bias of the last few years burned into bettors' memories. Especially value bettors who saw the Browns getting all those points week in, week out, just burning cash. They're scared. They're butthurt. They can't see clearly. Listen to this excerpt from ESPN going into the 2018 season when the Browns' over-under win total was just 5.5 games. Quote, in order for the Browns to hit the over on their win total of 5.5 games, they would need to win 6 times as many games as they have in the previous 2 seasons combined. For those who believe Cleveland will turn it around this season and win at least 6 games, good luck. The Browns have only gone over the win total once in the past 10 years. End quote. Now, there was zero fundamental analysis there. This writer didn't care that 50% of the roster was turned over and that many of the players, like Deshaun Kaiser, on those terrible teams, weren't even on the roster anymore. They had a new face of the franchise, a stud rookie running back, a whole crop full of emerging young wide receivers, and oh yeah, possibly the best defensive player in the league. No, but this is the damn Browns. They can't win shit. And it's these same sentiments have crept their way into the 2019 futures betting market. The current line, it's manipulated. It's manipulated by negative emotions. Scorned Browns bettors. These are the same kinds of people who dumped stocks when Trump got elected and have been sitting on idle cash for the last 3 years because Trump's going to start World War III. Meanwhile, stocks have ripped 50% higher. You don't mix your politics with your investing. And in sports, you don't mix your emotions with your betting. The Browns won 7 games last year and tied once. The team was young and immature and blew several games down the stretch that they should have won. Namely the Saints game, the Bucks game, the Raiders game, all games that they were winning for a majority of the time, but again, were just too young, blew it down the stretch. That's 3 extra wins last year that if they were just a little bit more competent, a little bit more mature, like they will be in 2019, that they win. That's 10 games in 2018. Now, is the 2019 schedule tougher? Sure. But they still have the Bengals and the Ravens in their division, both teams that are less than average. And side note, we are incredibly bearish on the Ravens this year. This Browns team, sure. They might start the first couple of games a little wobbly. While they all get on the same page and develop that chemistry. But this team really came into their own down the stretch last season and have obviously added some super compelling pieces in the offseason. Oh, and will also have one of the most electric running backs in the game coming to the team in November. I expect the Browns to compete for the division and get at least 9 wins with a projected 10 wins. So that'll wrap up this first edition of the Sports Desk podcast.
It's all about bucks, kid.
Again, I'm Brett Matthew, lead strategist for Bet Karma's NFL Models Portfolios. Until the next podcast, signing off.
Help me help you.